Hey guys, what's up? My name is Jesse, and today in this video I'm going to be talking about 6 tips that will help you use Notion more efficiently, and then one bonus tip at the end that will help improve Notion in terms of its experience and just make a more pleasurable experience with it overall. So yeah, first tip is to make an inbox. Now if you're someone like me who uses Notion a lot and for pretty much everything productivity wise, then an inbox is a great idea. Basically whenever a thought comes to mind, I just jot it down in the Notion app, but I don't really like to just do it anywhere in the app, so I do have a specific method to this, and I should turn on Do Not Disturb, shouldn't I? Okay, so the first way I did this, and I don't do it anymore, but it is a way you can do it, is to create a database. I created a list. The benefits of using a database means you can actually add tags to it depending on what the idea that you had is related to, but I found that I didn't really have enough time for this to use this feature, and it wasn't really useful, so I actually went with another way of forming an inbox, which was putting everything just on my side panel as a new page. Depending on how you organize your Notion account, this can be frustrating. If you're someone like me who puts everything under a home page, then it'll be fine because you can just toggle up the home page and you'll see all your ideas as separate pages. But if you're not someone who uses Notion this way, then I'd probably suggest to create a separate page called Inbox for new thoughts that you have during the day. Now Inbox is really useful because, I just put anything there except for, I don't put my tasks there. I put that usually straight into my to-do list part of the home page. But if it's a task for the future, then I'll just put that down at the bottom, which I'll explain in another video. I'm going to have a video in the future soon about how I organize my Notion account, but yeah, so create an inbox, which will be really helpful, and let's get on to the next tip. Okay, so probably one of my favorite and most used features in Notion is the mention feature. This allows you to mention people depending on if you're using it for a team, mention dates and set reminders, and mention pages to create quick links to them. Now it's pretty simple to create. You can just do it inline. It doesn't have to be its own separate block. You just type the @ symbol and you can mention anyone in the group, and basically it tells that person that they have to do that task or something like that. I don't actually have anyone on my Notion team, it's just a personal account, so I haven't really been able to try this feature out. But if you use it for the date, which is what I use all the time, you can actually set it so it reminds you at a specific time during the day for when that reminder is set. Now I use this feature a lot because I put my to-do list in there, and then next to that to-do item I have a reminder so I don't forget anything that I need to do. The cool thing about using the mention feature for dates is that if you type in @today, then the next day it will change to @yesterday. Which means if you're using your habit tracker in a database on Notion, you can just type @today, and then when it comes to the next day it will change, and eventually it will change to the actual date with a number and the month. Another place I use this feature is when I'm writing scripts or just an article or something like that in Notion. I just write the @ symbol if I ever think of something that I need to do, and then I'll remind myself to do it at a specific time in the day. This feature is good because you can actually then use Notion as a schedule, but for me that isn't really practical because it takes too long to set up, and Google Calendar is just still a really good app. So like I said before, you can use the mention feature to link to pages, and this is really useful if you're, say, writing like a personal wiki or the team wiki or something in Notion and you need a link to a page inline. But most of the time if I am going to link to a page, I actually use the linking feature. And that brings us on to the next tip, which is to make use of the links to pages and to databases. Now a lot of the time in my to-do list, a certain task is related to a certain page, so maybe filming this video might have a link to the script for this video, and for that I actually go down and go /link to page, and then I click enter and then type in the name of the page. Once I've found that page, I select it, and then I have a link under that task. Now you can use the @mention feature for this, but I find that it just looks a lot better and it's just more pleasing, but it does create a whole new block, so you can't have that in line with text. So besides from actually linking to certain pages, you can link certain databases, and basically it's a copy of that database which syncs between 2 different pages. It's basically the same database but just in 2 different pages. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you try it out it should. Yeah. So basically with this feature you can actually create a database in one page, and then on the other page you link to that database, so then if you change something in this page on this database, it will change it on this one as well. This can be really useful because I have my habit tracker in a different page in my personal life part, and then on my home page I have a link to that, but then I filter it so on the home page all I see is the habits for that day. Now this probably is going to seem really confusing at first, I just thought of that. It's probably Notion is a really hard app to learn how to use, and so what I suggest to do is just go online and see heaps of tutorials if you really want to get into the app, but yeah. Aside from that, let's get into the next tip. Okay, so one of my favorite features in Notion is the template feature. It saves a ton of time and it just makes life a lot easier. There are two ways of making templates in Notion, the first being in databases. In the top right hand corner you will have a blue box which says new, and then next to it will have a drop down menu. If you click on that drop down menu, you'll be able to see the button that says new template, and you can also edit previous templates if you've already created them. Basically what this means is whenever you add a new page in that database, you'll be able to turn that page into the specific template and use that template. This comes in hand quite a bit when I'm writing articles and stuff like that, or planning my YouTube videos, because on my content calendar I have a template for new videos or new vlog videos, so then depending on what type of video I'm making, I can easily have an outline and be able to create it and plan it out really easily. The second way to use templates is by using the template button. This is not for databases, this is actually inline, which means once you've set the button up, you just click on the button and it will create whatever template you have assigned to it. So an example of this might be a to-do list. You might have new to-do item as the template button, and then whenever you click on that, you will tell it to create a new to-do item. It's really simple to do. You just hit the slash button and then type in create new template button or something like that, and basically it will ask you what you want the button to be called and then what you want it to create whenever you click it. This is a really useful feature. I use it a ton, and yeah, it just saves a lot of time overall, and templates in Notion are really, really awesome. I was going to say cool again, but that would have sounded cheesy. It's probably sound really cheesy right now. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the template feature in Notion is a real time saver. It's a real time saver. It is a very good feature, guys. This is why you should get Notion. Come on, just go and get it, okay? Go and get it. Just do it. Start it. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Sorry. Let's go on to the next tip. Okay, so another feature that I use a ton, especially when I'm writing scripts, is the comments feature. Now there are two places where you can comment in Notion pages. The first being you highlight the text, and just in Google Docs you hit Control-Shift-M or Command-Shift-M if you're a Mac, I think. I'm a Windows user, so I have no idea. But if you click that, you'll be able to comment and it will highlight it saying that you've got a comment there, and then you can respond to those comments, add reminders to those comments and people to those comments and so on. It's a really useful feature. Like I said, I use it all the time. But then there's another feature it's called discussion, even though it is kind of a comment. It's a way of commenting on your pages basically, but it's called discussion in Notion, and it's at the top of each page. You can click create discussion or something like that. I forget what it's called, but you click discussion and then you'll be able to chat with your team if you've got a team on there, or you can just use it as, like, say, an inbox. I just thought of that. That's another way of creating an inbox if you want another way. So yeah. So to get into more detail about my example with script writing, say if I'm writing a part and then that title of that section of the script, I want to remind myself that I want to be outside doing this. I might comment on the title saying that make sure to be outside when you are filming this, something like that. It just makes it a lot simpler, so then you don't have to see the text when you're just looking at it plainly. You just have to actually click on it to see it. So my sixth tip for you to make Notion work more efficiently is to learn the shortcuts. In any app, I believe if you learn the shortcuts, you're going to save a lot of time. Like, shortcuts are a real time saver. I keep messing up that. Come on, guys, sorry. Shortcuts really save a lot of time and they're definitely worth learning. Some of my favorites are Control-Shift-L. Like I said, they will be different on Mac. I think it's Command-Shift-L or something, but that basically changes it from light to dark mode. Then there's Control-Shift-N, which creates a whole new window, so you can work on two different things at once next to each other, which is a really good feature. Then you have Control-P, which opens up this search menu so you can quickly jump to different pages in your Notion account. Then there's Control-Shift-Enter, which saves a lot of time because sometimes when you open a page from a database, it doesn't open it in full screen mode, and if you want to do that, you have to go to the top left corner, and that takes like 5 minutes to just reach over there because it is so far away. That is why we humans need shortcuts. That's why we need them, because we're so lazy. Just gotta, we can't reach up there. Yeah. Okay, so my last favorite shortcut is Control-Shift-9 or Command-Shift-9, which basically turns whatever text you've highlighted into a whole new page, which is a really big time saver. It saves you clicking on the dots and then clicking turn into page. So yeah, definitely go and learn the shortcuts. If you want to learn more than those that I've talked about in this video, you can click down the bottom right corner of your Notion app will be a question mark, and then you click on shortcuts or something like that. But it basically opens up the web browser, and yeah, learn the shortcuts is definitely a time saver that is going to be useful. So yeah, sorry if I'm rambling on a bit. I'm really keen about this app, honestly. It's just, a lot of people think it's strange that I'm into an app like this. They're like, why aren't you into like video games and stuff? I don't know, maybe I'm weird. Okay, so the bonus tip for this video is to learn all the different ways of making Notion look better beside the obvious like bolding and stuff like that. Learn how to use like highlights and quotes, bookmarks, callouts and all that type of stuff, because they are going to make your Notion account look much better and overall more functional, I guess. Even though it's not really a tip for that, but it will just make it a much better experience. But apart from that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash that like button and subscribe if you want more content like this. If you are a user of Instagram, go and follow me down. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Just go and follow me there. I am trying to get better at my photography skills, just like I am with my filmmaking skills. So yeah, I'm gonna post pictures there. I haven't got a schedule on that, so yeah, but I'm going to be posting pictures there, so yeah, go and check that out. Apart from that, guys, hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Bye.